Hey guys, it's Aaron, and it's Friday, and that means it's spooky time. So today we're going to be talking about 4 unsolved-ish mysteries. Originally, I was going to do 5, but they were becoming really lengthy with details, so I think we're going to stick to 4 today. They're a little bit PG-13, not that I'm going to put anything visually PG-13 on the screen, but the stuff that we talk about might be a little bit more than the tame side of most of the videos. So just a heads up. So why don't you guys go grab yourself a drink and a snack, and I'll wait here, and then we can get started on these 4 mysteries. So the first one I want to talk about is Jonbenet Ramsey. Now, if you don't know Jonbenet Ramsey, you've probably been living under a rock, but I'll refresh your memory if need be, or if you're younger. Jonbenet Ramsey was an American child beauty queen, and she was murdered on Christmas morning in her family home in Boulder, Colorado. Her father, John, found her about 8 hours after they reported her missing, along with a lengthy handwritten note. She had been strangled, and she also had a broken skull from a blow to the head. So unfortunately, this little girl definitely suffered, and I don't know what sicko would kill a 6-year-old gorgeous little girl. It has been long believed that the parents had something to do with her murder. However, they have since been acquitted to, killing their daughter. But just recently, in January of this year, a man has come forward, Gary Olivia, 54, who is currently serving a 10-year sentence for having child porn and being a pedophile and all that stuff. He has come forward in saying that he was the one who accidentally killed Jonbenet Ramsey. I mean, it's alleged, we don't really know right now. He's up for parole in 2020. Either way, I just hope the family can find some peace, and hopefully Jonbenet is in a better place now. Second one I want to talk about, I've definitely talked about on my channel before, but I just find it so fascinating, and that is the weird story of Elisa Lam. Now, if you guys haven't heard about this one, Elisa Lam was doing a bunch of traveling. She was from Vancouver, and she had arrived in Los Angeles on January 26th, and 2 days later, she checked into the Cecil Hotel. She was initially assigned a shared room on the hotel's 5th floor, but later her roommate started to have some complaints about her and having odd behavior, so Elisa was moved to her own room. Now, during the search for her disappearance, a lot of the guests of the hotel started to complain about the water having bad pressure, coming out black, sometimes tasting bad, and that is how they discovered Elisa Lam's body in one of the 4 1,000-gallon water tanks on top of the Cecil Hotel. So her body was found naked, and there was clothes similar to that what she was wearing found circulating in the water with her, and her skin was starting to decompose. They said that she was mostly green, and she was bloated, and she had a lot of blood loss. So unfortunately, the toxicology reports were pretty inconsistent, but they didn't find anything except a trace amount of alcohol. Really small, 0.02%, which is nothing. And they didn't find any kind of recreational drugs. So what explains her crazy attitude in the elevator video, which I'm going to pop up over the screen right now? You can see her pressing lots of buttons. You can see her kind of going in and out of the elevator. She's not really sure what's going on. It looks like she's scared. It looks like she's being chased a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of things going on here. So it's like, what the hell happened to her? And can we talk about how they mentioned her bipolar disorder too? I'm bipolar. I don't climb into water tanks very often or try to drown myself because it's impossible. You will not drown. Your body will not let you drown itself. It's just a reflex. It's just not going to work. So if she wasn't on drugs and she wasn't drunk or anything like that, and the police and the hotel staff both said it would have been impossible for her to get inside of this tank by herself. So someone put her there. Someone murdered her or put her there and drugged her or something, and they couldn't find it because the toxicology test couldn't be done because she lost most of her blood, unfortunately. And this case is just something else. I just think it's very strange. The whole elevator thing, she didn't know where she was, and she looked like she was being chased, and then she's in this water tank. Like, that's weird. And why was she naked? You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't have disrobed herself just to... It's all very strange. Very, very strange. The next one I want to talk about is Kanika Jenkins, and this case is actually kind of similar to Elisa Lam. Not that they were both similar in the drownings or anything like that, but in the fact that they both happened in hotels and from women being very disoriented and not knowing what they were doing. So Kanika Jenkins was found dead inside of a latched freezer of the Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois on September 10th of 2017. Kanika's cause of death by, the coroners and everything was that she died of hypothermia in the freezer because the freezer temperature was found to be 34 degrees even 2 hours after the doors were left open, and she was latched inside, when it was running for hours, so it was probably below zero. Most freezers are below zero, but that's just speculation. That's just me saying. And they also found the presence of alcohol along with a drug to treat epilepsy and migraine headaches in her body for a significant contributing factor. So, sorry, I had to read all that. So basically what that all means is she had alcohol in her body and a couple of drugs to treat epilepsy and migraines, and they think that all of that could have combined to her being this disoriented state, as you can see in the video I'm putting up now of her just stumbling around the hotel and not knowing where she's going and eventually finding her way to the freezer. The only problem with this footage is that you can't actually see the freezer, so you can't see her get inside of the freezer. So a lot of people assume that somebody drugged her and then put her in the freezer and then locked it, because there was actually a lock on the outside of the freezer, although there was a door handle that seemed to be working on the inside that would have let her out if she had not been drugged. This last one is my favorite of all time, and I just think it's the creepiest, weirdest thing. So the story of Lars Mitank, and I'm sure not many of you have heard of this man. However, it's a weird one and it gives me chills every time I read it. So Lars was staying in Golden Sands with a couple of friends where he got into a fight with some other person over a football game. This fight resulted in Lars getting a ruptured eardrum, and his doctor advised him not to fly home with his friends and to stay in Bulgaria while he heals. His friends wanted to stay with him in Bulgaria while he healed, obviously to be, good friends, but Lars insisted that he was fine and that they should go home, and they did. So Mitank stayed in a cheap hotel in Bulgaria, but the day after his friends left, he started to act very strangely. Lars sent a text to his mother the next day stating that she should cancel all of his credit cards and that 4 men were following him and that he did not feel safe. He was last seen in the Varna airport, and on security cam footage that was captured of him, you can see him entering and he has his luggage and everything seems to appear normal. And then moments later, you can see him bolting from the airport without his luggage, running outside, no reason. And then once he's outside, he climbs up over a fence, jumps it, runs into a meadow, and then into the woods, and he has never been seen since. And it's like, what was chasing him? Like, he was clearly running from something, but on the airport security systems, there was nothing seen, chasing after him. So what happened? And that was over 5 years ago, and he has not been seen to this day. So there you have it, guys. 4 unsolved mysteries-ish that are just, in my opinion, really, really creepy. And I hope that the families of all of these people can find peace somehow, or have found peace. And hopefully, the ones that aren't solved can be solved, and the ones like Lars who are not closed, or, we don't know if he's still alive or not, or where he may be. Hopefully he can come back and everything is okay. If you guys liked today's video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up for me. If you're not subscribed, you know where it is, down in the corner below, because I make new videos every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Also, make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss any of the notifications. Come and join us for the long weekend never ends, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.